Wednesday, December the 18th. Something happened towards the end of the day. Gonna have to wait and see what caused that little precipitous drop. But it means that the Dow was flat, the S&P 500 was flat. So now we've had 3 days in a row, all week, of going nowhere. Volume was a little low in the Dow, much higher than normal in the NASDAQ, and low in the S&P 500. Advancers still snuck past decliners, so that will continue the slow walk towards the previous overbought line. We won't quite hit it tomorrow or today, so you can check in a couple of hours and see the update. We won't quite hit it, which gives us another opportunity Thursday and Friday, perhaps to continue to move flat or to move up or up 1 or 2 points. But when we hit this level, it's pretty historic. The last 3 times, money has moved out of the market. So where does that leave us with in the charts now? The S&P, same as yesterday, not making any new highs. Still having broken out above this 1994 trend line that I've talked about for about a week now. Apple, big pullback. Looked like we were going to have a new closing high, but it did pull back pretty steeply towards the end of the day. Look at that. Don't know what happened at 3 o'clock, but an awful lot of selling and a bunch of selling took place right in the last 5 minutes. So let's look at the daily now again, and let's look at the volume below the 20-day moving average volume. So this is just the high frequency traders, the day traders, the people like me and you. This is not anything that the institutions are getting involved in. Caterpillar, little bit higher today. So we've broken out of this bull flag. The slow moving indicator, the red one, continues to move down, although it's got a little bit of a turn upwards, but it is generally heading downwards. And the fast moving stochastics movement indicator just took a bit of a turn down, strangely enough, but it still has more room to go. So I still think that we have an opportunity for Caterpillar to continue to move up a little bit, and the high we would be looking for would be about 148. So that's where we would put an arrow and say that this is where we're looking for rejection, and possibly moving down and looking for that 50 support, which it was the last time. Home Depot continues its slow grind upwards, but finished down, so it suffered like other stocks with this drop towards the end of the day, and you can see the 5-minute cloud was the resistance there. The SMIs, this is another way of looking at the SMIs, but you've got the slow moving indicator is starting to move up, and the fast moving indicator is at its bottom, so it's starting to turn up. So this is possible. This is good for Home Depot. Let's look at it in the way that we have for the others. So you've got your slow moving continuing to move up. You've got your faster moving SMI still has an opportunity to reach previous highs here, 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 here. So still opportunity. I did post a tweet about one trader who's also a motive wave trader and does some seminars on how to use motive wave. And he has some ideas about the 280, sorry, not the 280, the 230, 235 call spread for March. So I'm going to be taking a look at that myself tomorrow, particularly if Home Depot continues this show of strength here. It did bounce solidly 3 times off the 200-day simple moving average. So that's a key area to watch. Let's put an arrow under there, and we are watching that. Let's take a look at our clouds now. I did point out that at one point we had run interference with the cloud on the Chiku span, but now we've broken into the cloud. So that's a good sign. That means that resistance within the cloud now is up at this level, or these candles for the Chiku span. So that's another thing that's telling me that this stock is going higher. And it could be time to add to the very small position that I've got. WDC up $1.11, but very strong resistance again right here at that gap. So that's what we're watching. The slow SMI says the stock is going higher. The fast SMI says that we're going to get a pullback. So I'm looking for price to come down and find support at the top of this gap, and if it gets it, that would be an opportunity to buy some vertical calls, but only buy more after we break through that gap level. So these are two areas. Let's just put an alert there as well. Two areas where we want to trigger to step in and buy WDC. Whirlpool, this is just like WDC, slow moving SMI moving up, meaning the general momentum of the stock is up over the 40-day range, but over the 12 days, the momentum is moving downwards. So the opportunity to buy Whirlpool is not now. Let's look for it really when it comes down to this level here, that's 61.8%. So let's put a alert there, and let's also put an alert on the 200 exponential moving average. And here we're going to say the 200 a simple exponential moving average, and we're going to set our alert there. Amazon down today. You know, there's still some concern, I guess, about retail shopping, particularly, I guess, online shopping. Support at the end of the day right here on the 200 exponential moving average. Don't see a lot of future build-up in strength of the cloud. So let's look at Shopify, which Andy asked us to look at yesterday, and I did a separate video on that. And you can see the Fibonacci's that we had drawn. 178.6 is the Fibonacci extension that was explained in the video that I posted yesterday. The 100% would be the retracement back up to this high. So today we hit that 178.6 and had a pullback. Let's look at overall volume today. Not bad, but certainly not having the institutional buying like we saw on these 4 days here. So what happened on a 15-minute basis? Like everything else, we started to crater right around 3 o'clock, and you can see that the selling volume picked up. The 178 was right here, and we hit that, and immediately selling started. Then we moved up, came to the, let me see if we can get the 178. Can we get the 178 on here? No, we can't. But the 178 is where we had our high point of the day. So that must have been this candle right there, 404.84. Is that right? No, a little bit higher. Anyways, so if you buy this, there's $7 to be had in it. It's fairly expensive. I haven't looked at the call spreads. It's an interesting stock, and it's one that I would like to get into. So I'm going to keep it on the radar, but I would like to see it's tested at 409.61 and then a bit of a pullback, maybe even back to 381.81. Who knows? If you're confident that this is going above 409.61, take a look at some March calls. Maybe the 410, 415, 410, 420s. I'll take a look at those overnight as well, and we'll talk again tomorrow.